Unfortunately not. Firstly, the October 2015 final papers are not really final. A number of important areas are reserved for further work. Secondly, the papers provide recommendations but have no legal effect. Thus, the implementation phase is starting now, with countries preparing their legislation. Yes, it has. Some countries have already announced laws that are BEPS inspired. Examples include restrictions on interest deductions, IP regimes that require the modified nexus approach, Ireland for example, and country-by-country reporting, Spain and the Netherlands for example. The EU has also introduced limitations to the Parent Subsidiary Directive that are inspired by Action 6 on treaty abuse. Indeed, one of the fears at the start of the BEPS project that we all had is actually playing out, and that is that individual states start to produce unilateral legislation and we end up with a kind of BEPS patchwork.
The final report on Action 6, preventing the granting of treaty benefits in inappropriate circumstances, was released on the 5th of October 2015. It identifies treaty abuse, and in particular treaty shopping, as one of the most important sources of BEPS concerns. The final report includes changes to the OECD Model Tax Convention that aim at preventing treaty abuse. To quickly define treaty abuse, it generally refers to strategies whereby certain persons attempt to use foreign companies or branches to artificially shift income, as well as situations where tax treaties are used to generate double non-taxation. While the aim of Action 6 is quite clear and legitimate, it may have unexpected negative effects on structure and investment vehicles which are not used for treaty shopping purposes but are in fact in place for sound economic reasons. For example, structures with investors from multiple countries investing in multiple jurisdictions could be challenged in their fair access to double tax treaties. In particular, there is a real concern in the European fund industry that BEPS may have a detrimental impact on the ability of non-collective investment vehicles, the non-CIVs, and their affiliates to claim the benefits of the tax treaties concluded by their states of residence. Non-CIV funds include notably real estate funds, private equity funds and venture funds, debt funds, and pension funds. It must be emphasized that non-CIV funds are not established for achieving double non-taxation or treaty shopping. Investments undertaken by these funds are taxed both in the jurisdiction in which they are made and in the hands of their investors. Given that these funds raise and invest capital internationally, they are exposed to different tax systems and potentially to double, triple, or even quadruple taxation. Therefore, it is crucial to ensure a level playing field between the direct investments and investments through these non-CIV funds. Discrimination between these two situations would be highly disputable in light of the European law and principles. For the time being, it is interesting to note that the final report on Action 6 does not address these situations, despite the risk they generate for investors and fund managers. On the contrary, the final report notes that no consensus has been reached yet and that further work will be required with respect to the treaty entitlement of the non-CIV and pension funds. This being said, the final report does reiterate the OECD acknowledgement of the economic importance of these funds, their positive contribution to the real economy, the stability of capital markets, and economic growth. Therefore, one could only hope that the outcome of the additional work to be done will clearly confirm the ability of non-CIV funds and their affiliates to claim the benefits of the tax treaties where appropriate. This work is expected to be completed in the first part of 2016.